Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. Birth of a Nation. India's glorious freedom struggle is one of the greatest struggles the modern world has ever witnessed. AIR News brings you a glimpse of the struggle every day.
Today we remember freedom fighter Annie Mascarene, who breathed her last on the 19th of July 1963. Travancore, as a princely state, was undergoing a metamorphosis aided by movements calling for greater participation of people from across castes and religions and for a more responsible government representative. It eventually led to the formation of the Travancore State Congress in 1938. Annie, along with Akkamacharian and Rosama Punnos, were the first women to join the Travancore State Congress.
जनकोडिगल्क जीवामृतम जय भारताम्बेक्य वंदनम जनकोडिगल्क जीवामृतम जय भारताम्बेक्य वंदनम.
In 1938, there were repeated attacks on her life and property and assaults on other members. In 1942, Mascarene joined the Quit India movement, and 2 years later, she was elected as secretary of the Travancore State Congress. Annie Mascarene went on to serve as a member of the Travancore Cochin Legislative Assembly from 1948 to 1952. She became the first woman to become a minister in the Travancore Legislative Assembly.
She went on to represent Travancore Cochin in the Constituent Assembly also. Annie Mascarene died in 1963 on the 19th of July. We salute this great daughter of the soil. Mangala, 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 oh. Mangala, 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 oh.
Today we remember Mangal Pandey, who was born on the 19th of July 1827 in Ballia district, Uttar Pradesh. His courage helped arouse the fire of independence in the hearts of native sepoys. Mangal Pandey was a sepoy of the 34th Native Infantry stationed at Barakpur. In 1857, the Britishers introduced a new Enfield rifle that required a soldier to bite off the ends of greased cartridges in order to load the weapon. A rumor spread that the lubricant used in the cartridges was either cow or pig lard. A belief arose among the sepoys that the British had deliberately used the lard on the cartridges. On March the 29th, 1857, Pandey tried to arouse his fellow sepoys to rise up against their British officers. Mangal Pandey attacked two of those officers, attempted to shoot himself after having been restrained, and eventually was overpowered and arrested. Pandey was soon tried and sentenced to death. He was court-martialed and hanged at Barakpur on 8th of April 1857. After 1 month of this incident, on 10th of May 1857, sepoys revolted in Meerut, and that led to the outbreak of the First War of Independence in 1857. AIR News salutes the brave son of the soil. On 19th July 1905, partition of Bengal was announced by Viceroy Curzon. At that time, Bengal was the biggest province of British India and included present-day Bangladesh, Bihar and parts of Orissa. The British argued for dividing Bengal for reasons of administrative convenience, but it was closely tied to the interests of British officials and businessmen. The main British motives were to curtail the influence of growing nationalism and to split the Bengali people.
Before the partition was to be effected, the Congress arranged meetings where petitions against the partition were collected and given to British authorities. Large public meetings and demonstrations were organized, and novel methods of mass protest were developed. It was during this time that Krishna Kumar Mitra openly called for the first boycott of foreign goods through his journal Sanjivani.
The British did not listen to popular demand, and on the 19th of October 1905, Bengal was partitioned. People organized mass protests against the partition. Though the British wanted to divide people, people came back stronger, in unison, and the struggle that unfolded came to be known as the Swadeshi movement.
And that brings us to the end of this episode of Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. See you in the next episode tomorrow.